Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michael Winslow from Comcast, and today we're going to talk to you about how Comcast and Sky were able to use the Dojo format to work together even across the seas. I'm joined here with Nisha Parkash. Nisha, do you want to say hi?
Hi, everyone. As Mike said, I'm Nisha Parkash from Sky. I'm the Online Compliance and Brand Protection Manager there.
Great. So why don't we jump into our presentation? So you did give a brief introduction, so why don't you just tell people a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. So I'm from London, born and raised. Obviously love the city. I grew up in South. I now live in West London. I am a big fan of tea. I think most British people are. I think every task from a British person starts with a good cup of tea. So I had to get that right. I went and took a proper British brew tea making class to get that right. And just showing a little tip, the idea on a good cup of tea is put your tea bag in the hot water, don't touch the tea bag for 2.5 minutes, and then put your milk in and you'll get a good cup of tea. And another fun fact about me, I'm completely obsessed with kitchen gadgets. I try and find anything available to make food look fun, and I think the best thing I've found so far is turning a mango into spaghetti.
Oh, wow.
A little about me.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. A little bit about me. So I'm from New Jersey, a little town called Mount Holly. For those of you across the ocean in London, I know a lot of you are familiar with the Newark Airport. I'd say we're probably about an hour away from there. My other fun fact is I spent a semester working in Amsterdam, and there, I wanted to be able to order my favorite Burger King meal, and so I learned how to do it in Dutch. And so really quickly, that's Ik wil ha een wapper met kaas, zonder oin, zonder mayo, with met Coca Light Jumbo Frites. So that's a little thing that I picked up along the way. And then on this day, I would say that it's very important to say that I support Black Lives Matter. I hope you do as well. It's a very important movement, and it's a very happy time right now that so many allies are stepping forward. And I really appreciate all of you. Okay, so our story starts almost exactly a year ago today. I traveled over to London to visit the Sky UK offices with Nithya Ruff for a Tech Women talk. And, I did not know that I was going to be able to meet the DNS brand protection managers over there, which happens to be, very close to what my team does with DNS. So it was great and serendipitous to actually meet that team. And so here you can see basically what it was like over there. Amazing offices. The Simpsons Quickie Mart bus stop for the shuttle bus. And then we took this picture a year ago, and it's so appropriate today, which is, our differences are only skin deep, but our sames go down to the bone. Okay. A couple months later, we were actually able to invite Nisha and Dawn Shackleton out to Comcast, where we were having our Comcast DevOps event, our 5th year event. And it was so great to have them out there and be able to get on stage and talk to Comcasters. It's such a huge part of DevOps to share, and they were able to come and share to our entire community in Philadelphia. Another great thing about that October event, Gene Kim was the keynote speaker. It was so great to have him talking about the 5 ideals. It was just before the Unicorn Project came out. So it was a real exciting time, and we were glad we were able to get him over there. Very personable, and he talked to everybody and participated the whole day. It was a great, great event. Okay, so the conference was nice. We are doers. I can tell you that much about Nisha and I, right? So while we had a great time at that conference, the immediate question we had afterwards is like, how do we work together? And so we were like, how about we take the application that my team is in charge of and see if we can get it working at Sky? So can we get Vinyl DNS working at Sky? So let me just quickly tell you what Vinyl DNS is, since we mentioned it a couple of times. Vinyl DNS is a DNS management system, and it's very important within the walls of Comcast because we have the 2nd largest DNS footprint in the world. So without giving exact numbers, we have over 200,000 zones that we manage, and we have over 40 million DNS records within those zones. So very large footprint. with something like that, it's great that our application is able to enforce standards for all the DNS entries. We're able to give fine-grained access control to individual groups, which is very, very important in this industry, to not have it all flow through a single entity. We also provide a robust API for integrations so that people who do not want to use our front-end portal, there's a headless option to be able to put automation in place, which is huge in DevOps. So we're thinking, why wouldn't Sky want to take a look at this? Because when you think about an application that needs to be able to support a DNS footprint of this size, there's only a few number of groups that can actually take advantage of it. But I would say that Sky was definitely one of those groups, right, Nisha?
Definitely.
So there we go. We had what we wanted to do. We wanted to basically get Vinyl DNS working at Sky. So that's great. So let's just do it. Let's just give access to Nisha and she can start working on it. Well, we found out that we had a little bit of a problem there, because while we had all of our applications and our communication abilities for Comcast in Philadelphia, you know, Slack channels, GitHub, our application, our internal cloud, we found out that Sky just didn't have the ability to connect with us in those ways. So even something as simple as being able to come together in a Slack channel, we weren't able to do. So that made it very difficult. So we had to figure out how are we going to actually make this happen. So I guess what we thought was, after thinking about it for a while, Vinyl DNS, we realized, was open source. We actually took the step of making sure that this application was something that we gave back to the community. And in this case, it helped us so much because now we realized the firewalls mean nothing at this point because it's out on the public internet.